What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Locks presented by Scores and Odds. If you haven't already checked it out already, just making bad life choices, go on over to scoresandodds.com and sign up where you get picks from me, Meansy, Noto, all the greats every single day. Plus, you can access to this nice little prop shopping tool where you can see exactly what Scores and Odds / Roto Grinders projects for everyone every single day and where the best odds are for them. Like Giannis, you can see that we project for 34.61 points. And the over is sitting at 31.5. Best line is at minus 110 over on DraftKings. So go get signed up. Plus, you get access to Grant's Action Lounge. All you got to do is go to scoresandodds.com/Discord where you can see every single bet I make right as I make them before the lines move. So every bet that you see on the show is over in the Discord channel. So go get signed up. We're starting early today. This is what's going to be going forward, which is not great for me because I like to sleep in, but does not matter because there is baseball going on, there's basketball going on, there's hockey going on, which I'm crushing. Still, baseball having a little bit of a rough time of things on the on the prop side. Not going great, but I am crushing every other aspect of baseball. It'll turn around eventually, but overall, still making money on this show here. We are currently up 14.5 grand, which is roughly 29 units. So just chugging along. Had a very small win yesterday. Came close. Had Detmers over 4.5 strikeouts. Pitched a no-hitter with 2 strikeouts. How does that even happen? I don't know. Absolutely ridiculous. But, yeah, let's just go ahead and dive right in. We'll start off with hockey, where I don't know anything, but I just keep making money. As you can see here, NHL, we are currently up 3.5K. That's 7 units with me not really knowing what I'm doing. Does not matter. We're still making money. First bet, we have the Kings -1. This is an alternate spread. You have to go over to the alternate spread tab over at Caesars to get it. -1 at +240. I don't have any analysis for that. John Klingberg been hitting this a lot, over 0.5 assists, sitting at +210 over on Caesars. He's been making me a bunch of money. Can't even remember who he plays for. Doesn't matter, but those are my hockey bets. Let's move on over to basketball. First bet we have here is Tyus Jones under 1.5 turnovers. You can get it -130 over at Caesars. Tyus Jones is just ridiculously good at not turning the ball over. He's led the league in assist to turnover ratio 5 seasons in a row, maybe 5 of the last 6 seasons. I can't remember exactly, but generally is around a 7-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. Does not turn it over. This game has potential to be a blowout here. Obviously for the rest of the series, maybe the rest of the playoffs, which is probably just going to end tonight anyways. Baines beat up. This game's not going to stay close. Fortunately, the series is over, which is sad for me. Love Memphis, but there's always next year. Under 1.5 turnovers, -130, solid line. Same thing with Tyus Jones, under 6.5 assists. We currently have him projected. What do we even have him projected for turnovers? I didn't even check, just because I was going to bet this regardless. We currently have him projected for 1.14, so solid line. Currently have him projected for 6.31 assists. Again, taking the under that, -105. Just a solid overall line. I think it's starting to move. Let me check here. /Discord. I just dropped the Discord link into chat. But it looks like Tyus Jones assists. Wonder if it's moved. Now you can still get it -105 over on Caesars. Solid overall line. Jason Tatum over 6.5 rebound. Tatum has been a beast on the boards recently. We have him projected for 7.5. So if you want to go with a ladder on this one, I don't hate it. But 13 boards in the last game here. Just too low of a number in this spot. Yeah, -125. Eating a little bit of juice. I'm fine with that. Grayson Allen over 1.5 assists, +155 over at Caesars. We currently have him projected for slightly under that, if I can remember correctly. Let's see. Grayson Allen, 1.15, but getting +150 juice. Again, still no Middleton, so Grayson Allen should play close to 30 minutes. 1 assists. So hasn't been hitting this over at a huge clip, but I don't care. Numbers tell me that plus 155 is a good number. Wesley Matthews, over 0.5 turnovers. This is one of my favorite bets on the board here. I think we currently have him projected for over that number, straight up. Wesley Matthews, we have him projected 0.68. So getting plus 150 odds is great. We look at how he's done so far, and he just hasn't been turning the ball over. But just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it's not going to happen. The minutes has been pretty solid on him, sitting right around 30 minutes in every single game. Obviously not a huge ball handler, mostly there to shoot three-pointers, play some defense, 3-and-D guy. But plus 150 is just bad odds. Next up, Marcus Smart, over 0.5 blocks, plus 250. Love this bet here. We currently have him projected for, I think, 0.27, 0.26. Doesn't fully translate, but I think our projections are too low. Just bad number, obviously, in there, playing a ton of defense on whoever's handling the ball, likely Drew. Great defender. I think he won Defensive Player of the Year. Over 0.5 blocks, plus 250, just a bad number. Few unders here. Klay Thompson, under 20.5 points. RG projections disagree with me here. I don't care. This game, decent chance of a blowout here. Klay has only hit the over in this number one time in the last 6 games. Not shooting the ball great. Not really doing a ton on the offensive end. Memphis, much better defensive team without Ja Morant in the game. Again, think there's a decent chance of a blowout here. I'm rolling with the under. Same thing with Steph Curry, under 6.5 assists. Just probably too high of a number. We currently have him projected for almost a full assist below that. He's hit the over on this, less than a 50% clip so far this playoffs. So, yeah, I'm just rolling with the under. Again, decent chance of a blowout. Same thing, Dylan Brooks, under 3.5 assists. Brooks does not like to pass the ball. Brooks just likes to shoot bad shots and piss me off. Had a lot of assists in the last game, but that's just an aberration. I know with Ja Morant not in there, that he takes a little bit more ball handling duties, but numbers just too high. Averages well under that on the season. I'm rolling with the under at plus 110 over at Caesars. Last one for basketball, Steph Curry, over 1.5 blocks plus steals. You can get it plus 115 over at Caesars. Bad line. Just bad line. We can look at his numbers throughout the series. We can look at RG projections. RG hasn't projected over that, and yet we're getting plus 115 odds. Worried about a blowout here, but this number is still too low for that. I mean, Memphis is kind of hot garbage right now with Bane playing injured and no Ja Morant. I'm liking the over on that number. Now, let's get to a baseball bet. I have a decent amount of strikeout props. First one, Alex Cobb, over 4.5 strikeouts here. Scroll over to it. Where are you at? San Francisco going up against Colorado. Not a huge strikeout team, but Alex Cobb has been great so far this season, sitting at 31.9% K rate. Projected lineup, 22.6% K rate so far on the season, and that number make it a little bit lower. This number might have already moved when I threw it in chat. It was at minus 122. Let's check to see. Might still be at that, but I doubt it. It's moved to over 5.5 at plus 155. Really? That's a high number. I'm going to hit that. I'm doubling down here. Over 5.5. Like, I tried to ladder it over on FanDuel, and they immediately moved the lines drastically. But plus 155 is a good number here. Finding it, putting 500 on it. Boom, 500 to pay 12.75. Over 5.5 strikeouts. So yeah, go hit that over on Caesars right now. Boom. Just a bad number. Not a horrible matchup. I know that they don't grade out, but again, they play. if you look at the numbers since the beginning of last season. But a lot of that's just playing over in Coors. Strikes out righties, strikes out left. Cobb is just great. I'm a big fan of Cobb so far this season. So bet is over 4.5. Bet is over 5.5. You can go all the way up to 8, although the numbers have moved enough where it's probably not worth it. Shane McClanahan under 6.5 strikeouts. You can get this at -104 over at Caesars. I know RG projects for a little bit higher. The bat's actually decently lower. Shout out to Derek Carty there at 5.7. Matchup versus the Angels. Lefty going up against a whole bunch of very good righties, coming off a great game where they absolutely crushed Tampa Bay. And we look at McClanahan, never really has that long of a leash. Pretty no reverse splitsy, but I don't care. Like there's Rendon, Ohtani, Trout, Ward. They know how to work the count. Yes, the bottom of the lineup is hot garbage. Don't really care. This number is too high at 6.5. Bet it until it's down to 5.5. Nathan Eovaldi under 5.5 strikeouts. Let's roll over to that. Finding Boston, going up against Atlanta. Tough overall matchup. Eovaldi, solid pitcher, solid numbers, does not walk a ton of guys, but he's going up against a very, very tough Atlanta team. Obviously, tons of good bats in here. Not a huge strikeout guy. He's hit the over on this a decent amount. Eovaldi, hit the over on this for the 6 games so far this season, but you look at his matchups, hit it against Baltimore, easy. Hit against Toronto, barely. Hit it against Detroit, easy. Yankees, fairly high strikeout bats. So this tough matchup, I don't think he's going to end up hitting it. So, yeah, I'm taking the under at plus odds, plus 120. Jose Barrios, under 5.5 strikeouts. You can get it -128, I think, over at FanDuel. Yep, over at FanDuel. Going up against the Yankees. That game starts fairly soon, in an hour. But Barrios, so far this season, been awful. Been terrible. Yankees, good lineup. It's that simple. Like, Barrios has not been himself so far this season. I don't care. Like, I don't care that Gallo's in the lineup. I don't care that Stanton's in the lineup. A lot of low strikeout bats. A lot of bats with power. A lot of good bats. And, yeah, Barrios just has been hot garbage. It's that simple. Last bet. So any questions you guys have, go ahead and throw them in chat, and I'll answer them, or throw them in the Discord channel. I don't think someone's firing this morning. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I got a lot of bets so far this morning. It's been a good day to wake up early because there was a lot of good bets out there. But last bet, Merrill Kelly over 4.5 strikeouts. I've hit this several times so far this season. It has never gone well, but he's going up against Miami. Kelly so far this season been pretty solid overall, and there's a high strikeout Miami lineup. Cooper, Garcia, Jesus Sanchez, Jazz, who's good hitter, just strikes out a lot. Soler, so pretty decent overall strikeout matchup. Not terribly patient, so not going to be able to work the count as much. Just a solid overall spot here for Merrill Kelly. Again, you can get the over on that over at FanDuel, +1 or -105. Go hit it. All right, guys, that should do it. Doesn't look like there's any questions. Again, go over to scoresandodds.com, sign up, go to scoresandodds.com/Discord, get in the Discord where I'm throwing in all sorts of bets every single day. So go get signed up. It's that simple. Yeah, and if you guys are playing DFS, Grinders Live starts in about 45 minutes. Crunch time after that. Obviously, Wednesday, early MLB slate. So go check it out, guys. It's been fun. We'll be back tomorrow at 2 Eastern time. I'm out of here. See you, kids.